Now, as the story continues, we know that only one of the 10 came back to thank Jesus. He's walking by this leper colony. Lepers, as you know, this contagious skin disease that made people outcasts. They were cut off from everybody, from family, from friends. They were completely, and worst of all, they were not able to worship God. And so they see Jesus, and they beg him for mercy, crying out to him. And Jesus responds, but he actually, this is the first thing to note, he doesn't heal them on the spot. He says, go show yourselves to the priests, and as they went, they were made clean. You need to take a step of faith to actually start to walk towards the priest. And there's a chance that you could show up there and still have leprosy, embarrassed, and the priest would just reject you once again. But Jesus was saying, I want you to take a step of faith. And in so doing, they were made clean. Now, as the story continues, we know that only one of the 10 came back to thank Jesus. Jesus says, but the other 9, where are they? And I think we can only speculate what happened to them. For me, perhaps they just forgot to say thanks, right? Like they've lived their lives as lepers, and then suddenly they're set free, and it's like, wow, I can finally move on with things, and they maybe forgot. And I know that's true for me. I don't know how many times I've been praying for something. A period of time will pass, and then I realize, whoa, things have kind of worked out, and then I move on with my life. And I forget that whether a relationship was restored, or I passed an exam, or this kind of medical thing turned out to be nothing, I forget to thank God for answering that prayer. And I think the same can be true for all of us. We can take for granted so many good things. But another theory I have for what happened here with the 9 is that they were healed and they were truly thankful. They had an attitude of gratitude, but it never moved to action. That they actually were there thanking God in their hearts. They're like, yeah, I'm really grateful. But man, like to walk all that way back and try to find Jesus, like he probably moved on. I mean, that's going to take a lot of time and effort. I think he knows that I'm thankful, and that's probably good enough. We want to be like the one who actually responded, who took action to give thanks.